Right.
A very good morning, viewers, to another edition of the Heads Up podcast. You are watching Neil Davis and the GOAT to take you through a bit of racing and sporting action. And what a weekend we have in store, Neil. Really looking forward to the day at Hastings tomorrow. The weathers might be playing a bit more of an influence than we might have anticipated or hoped, but nevertheless, there'll be great racing there. But before we get into that, Neil, we should look back at last week, and a very good morning to you. Picking you enjoyed a few of the races last week at Hara and Matamata.
I sure did. And probably the best one, I think people who watched this program last week, was Gerda in the last race. And we were involved with that syndicate, getting it up there. And when a plan is planned well and truly a long way out from a race and it comes off, must be a satisfying feeling, huh?
Yeah, it was pretty good, actually. I have to say, it would be fair to say also, I've watched the replay about 48 times since last Saturday. Emma Davies does a great job with her horses. Great one-on-one sort of attention and care. Got this mare really firing. Very happy horse, working well. And she decided to slap the blinkers on first up, thinking that would really sharpen her up to win over 1400. And it was nice to see the plan come off. And I guess we have to concede, Neil, the bookies got the price right in the end. We thought they were a bit short, but closed about 350, so they got it bang on. But yeah, nice to get that win on the board for a lot of excited owners, including some first-time owners who just loved that thrill of their horse crossing the line first.
Yeah. And to win like that after sort of missing the start a wee bit, having to move up midfield, getting out on the turn after being blocked. Well, it was blocked on the turn, wasn't it? Then she found the gap and Hazel just pushed it through and it was all over. Beautiful looking there.
Yeah, no, that was great. Good ride by Hazel, didn't panic. Lux of Fortune, as the great T. Lee would say, and that Zola Express just started to wobble out a bit and they presented the gap for Gerda to get through there, and the rest they say is history. But she wasn't the only impressive performer last Saturday, Neil. We'll start up at Matamata. Tavi Mac, gee, if you were betting in play on that race when he was 3 back, 1 out and cruising, you'd be taking a pretty short price. He was just travelling extra, and when Opie circled them at the 400, it was really curtains, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. And when a horse is travelling like that, the first thing I do is I look at the horses who are in front of it, and I thought every one of those horses he should beat. And he got him out at the right time when Burgundy Bell was in the trail, got up, put 2 or 3 lengths on her quickly, and from then on it was all over. Despite the weight, he was just too good. 10 out of 10 ride from Opie. Pretty basic ride, but simple things he did right, eh? So
absolutely.
And you were ultra confident. You're also ultra confident on the South Sydney team to easily cover that 6.5 point start against the Eels. And as it turned out, what did they win by in the end?
I think it was about 14, wasn't it? Something like that.
Easily covered.
Well, looking a bit dodgy there for a time, but they powered home the last bit. As we said, the Eels would be a bit like the mitigator, and they folded, and the Rabbits did the business. So that was a nice little addition to the funds on Saturday night, it'd be fair to say.
Yeah. And on Sunday, your words about the All Blacks and the Australians should be a much closer game than the market shows. I think a little punt on that better with the point start for the Australians. And logic turned out spot on. Just they were well coached, weren't they, Australians? The game could have gone either way, couldn't it? You were there. So what was your feeling during the game and how it was played?
Yeah, I guess, well, the weather probably contributed to the closeness of the game to a degree.
Yeah.
But, gee, you'd have to say, if you didn't know who the teams were and, say the background and the prices, you would have thought the Aussies were the better team on paper, the way they played and dominated that game. So, we'll come to the second test this weekend in our sports selection. But, no, it was a good game. I wouldn't say it was the best test match I've ever been to, Neil, but it was enjoyable company, and it was a bit cold, actually. So, nice to be able to stay inside and watch it from the comforts of a little box that we had. So, that was good. And as always, Wellington nightlife after a big rugby game was enjoyable as well, shall we say? But
Yeah, I think it
dusty
was.
Monday morning.
Worth it though. Now that last 10 minutes, it was just fantastic rugby, great sport. I'll tell you something I watched. They flashed it up halfway through the game, I think, or through the first half. Just having the one camera on Adi Savia, just following around the whole game. And you could see him, and it was amazing to watch him, how knackered he looked. He just looked hands on hips, and the rest of the players nowhere near looked unfit as him, but he had his both thighs strapped up. But when he got that ball, he was like a tiger unleashed and just powered his way up. Just thinking how you could use that interesting angle in racing, and say a horse like Melody Bell in the Livermore tomorrow, you could have one camera just on the favourite Melody Bell the whole race, with the whole field in the top right hand corner. It would make for an interesting angle if people chose to watch that on, say, channel 63. But
Yeah, well, probably people might want to watch it in replay form. But yeah, that idea certainly it's appealing in the rugby, and I can see how it would be appealing from a racing point of view as well. Good idea, Neil. I like that actually.
Yeah, I do. So maybe one day, anyway, costly venture. But anyway, we've got a big race meeting tomorrow. But the intriguing thing for me is that track condition. Now you're at Hastings, and looks like the sun's shining there, is it?
It's clearing, but we've had more rain this morning. I think, what was it? They posted 15 mils overnight, and the track's still a slow 8. We've tried to get an answer from our man, but we haven't got an answer yet as to why, after 15 mils of rain, the track hasn't deteriorated from the slow 8 posted yesterday to the slow 8 posted this morning. But if that answer comes through, we'll let you know. But yeah, certainly I can't really recall this race being run on a rain-affected track of this nature. So
that's right. Yeah, I'm struggling too. Yeah.
It's going to be maybe Willie Casals. Maybe I think he might have won on a slowish track from memory.
I think it was too.
Yeah, but no, we've been spruiking too illicit the whole way through, Neil. But actually, I'm jumping camps with this rain.
Don't blame you.
I was there at Flemington the day Melody Bell won in the rain.
Yeah.
Empire Rose stakes, and I think she'll just really enjoy those underfoot conditions, and she'll be winning. She is the class mare of the race, in good form. Sounds like everything's gone to plan since the Windsor Park Plate. So yeah, is it wrong of me to jump camps? Are you staying in the True Illicit camp, or are you joining the Melody Bell bandwagon now too?
I'm joining the bandwagon too. Oh no, all the group wins, and like you say, she won so well at Flemington. Similar kind of conditions, and they're drawn out, but there's not a lot of pace in the race and early on. But big field, they will kick out and kick up early and slowly, I think. But I think she'll get across, getting the first 4 or 5, and with her group wins under her belt, I think she'll be on the heavy track, slow to heavy track. So I think she was 2:30, I think, last night. I haven't checked this morning, but she does look, even that 2:30 does look value, doesn't it? At this stage.
Yeah, I mean, she's definitely got the class edge on all those runners, and with the conditions to suit, and that wide draw, obviously not going to be such a big issue. You wouldn't think come race 8, you'd think the rail would have chopped up a bit by then. So yeah, just everything seems to be mapping in her favour, I have to say, Neil.
only upset I could see at a price is Dolcetto. If it got to a 114, 115 track, I'd say 114, it probably will be for 1200 metres. So Dolcetto is going to be well suited by a heavy track and good roughie. Nothing else you like for a roughie?
I remember you were spruiking a horse in this race last year for a place called Peso. Probably Dolcetto's a bit similar, not a true weight for age horse, but get the right run and the right conditions, could lob a place at decent odds, just like Peso did last year.
Yeah. Okay, so it looks like not a home run, but you think she'd probably really hard to do. Now, sports selection. Everyone's waiting with bated breath to hear what you're going to go for.
Oh, not really. I'm sure they're not that interested, to be fair, Neil, but I'm going to stick with Australia plus 15.5.
Makes sense, doesn't it? Crikey,
Eden Park factor. All Blacks always play well, but I just think this Australian team, there's something about them, and I think you hit the nail on the head earlier. It's the coach. He's got them firing. We're still finding our way in terms of which players should be in which positions, and I think even the most ardent All Black fan would suggest that some players aren't really in their right positions, and that's not necessarily helping the overall performance of the team. So, based on what I saw last week, Neil, I think Australia plus 15.5 looks a pretty fair bet to me.
What are they playing, $1.87 or so?
Yeah, I think it's $1.80, $1.87 indeed. Yep.
Rightio. Any thoughts on the league? The big semi-final?
You'd think Penrith and you'd think Melbourne, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Bit boring. That's why I didn't really want to go into those games. But yeah, I think those two will win the two semis. So
Okay.
yeah.
Good games. Always good games to watch. Huh?
I'll tell you what, Neil, we seem to be pretty good at predicting questions and then things almost panning out.
Yeah.
Like last week's question about the daytime test, John Eales kicking that goal was 2000 was the answer, but that test always remembered for Eales slotting that last minute penalty, and nearly Australia slotted a last minute penalty on Sunday to win that game. So that was a bit freaky, but I think there were 7 astute people that remembered that John Eales kick was in the year 2000, the last daytime test match for Bledisloe. So we need a number between 1 and 7, do we, Neil?
1 and 7, yep.
4.
Or EMM, long time subscriber, and I think he's won before too. So. Okay,
is he the motel man from Hamilton? Different guy?
No,
different guy. Okay, fair enough. So let's see if we can tempt fate, shall we, Neil, with this week's question. Melody Bell going for back-to-back wins in the Livermore.
Yep.
Who was the last horse to complete that feat, win 2 Livermoles in a row? Well, it wasn't called the Livermore back then, but we all know what race we're talking about. If you can remember that horse who did defend their title the following year, email or text that answer through to Neil by Tuesday evening, and you're in the draw for next week's multi.
Yeah, 027 352 6402. Formpro at formpro.co.nz. Yeah, by Tuesday night, you'll be in that draw. Yeah, it was like Groundhog Day, wasn't it, last week? It's just amazing.
Yeah, but it hit the post. The way the ball bounced straight back, it hit it pretty square. But you know what's the width of a post? About 5 inches, maybe.
Yeah, uncanny.
Yeah. Crazy, eh?
It was the year 2002. I don't think we mentioned the actual answers, but the year was 2000, and it was John Eales who kicked that goal.
Yep.
Yeah. Brickbats and bouquets.
Yeah.
Good on it.
Yeah, it seems a bit. Be nice to find out the logic behind this Hastings track. We have got to call into the CEO, see if we get a response before the end of the show. But yeah, that's a bit bizarre, I have to say, Neil. But
yeah, and Brendan, our track walker, may be calling through live for us before the end of Heads Up. So if not, I'll put up his post as soon as I can get that. He knows that track inside out, so I'm keen to hear. And the roller's out 3 meters too, and interesting to see how that track plays and what Brendan thinks. But you think it was pretty even the first 2 days, but a lot of rain, it can make a big difference. So it can change during the day as well. So outside draws, I wouldn't be put off later in the day at this stage. Brickbats. Oh, bouquet going to NZTR, and Bernard Saundry tweeted out about the going stick being used or trialled on some tracks at the moment, which they dig in the stick and shear it back to simulate a horse's hoof going into the ground. And all the readings are then relayed instantly to a device, so they can print out a sheet of where the better going is around the track, if it's slow 8 or slow 7, and also where the slow 7 or slow 8 or 6 is on the actual straight as well, on the inside, outside, the middle. So it's going to give a nice map of the better going could be. There's no guarantees, obviously, but it's good information that Flemington put up, and Moonee Valley put up. Really good information. So hopefully we take that on board. Takes out the subjectivity of it through track managers or other people walking it. So keen to see that up and going as soon as possible.
Just got an answer through, Neil.
Okay.
It is a true reading. So the track must have just soaked up that rain well and it didn't deteriorate. So there you go. We have to take people at their word. So
okay, that's a track that dries out quickly. So
yeah,
but,
no,
from Brendan actually. Okay. Right. Nothing else before we go on to Stump the Goat. I've got some interesting questions for you. Nothing else is there?
no. I think we'll move on to the part of the show that I dread. But you've told me I got to get 3 out of 5 to get a pass. No, 4 out of 5 to get a pass.
4 out of 5 for a pass. Okay. 5 questions on Melody Bell actually.
Okay.
She looks
far
a
away.
bit tomorrow. Okay. In the Livermore last year, she had one previous start over 2,000 meters.
Yep.
What was the race and who did she beat?
It was the I think it's called the Bone Crusher Stakes now, and she beat Dan's Dance.
Right. Yeah, it was a good race too, wasn't it? Head to head down the straight.
Well, yeah, it was, except I remember we had about a $27,000 multi finishing on Dan's Dance for the Boys Get Paid Punters Club. And Melody Bell, then you weren't sure she'd cop the distance, and Dan's Dance was probably the better performed stayer. And when they went head to head at the 300, you thought, well, Dan's Dance will get up over the top down that outside rail. But Melody Bell showed her real qualities and fought back and held her off. And we cried into our soup.
Right, yeah, you're off to a good start. Last year she beat the Derby winner from the previous year. What was that Derby winner?
Have to be Vinda Dance, wouldn't it?
No.
What, last year's in the Livermore?
In the Livermore, the horse that ran third had a good price too from Stephen Marsh's stable. I think Stephen Marsh's stable.
Oh, was it Crown Prosecutor?
That's the one. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's 1 out of 2. Her first win was at Whangarei, right?
Yep.
How many has she won? Yeah, how many has she won since then? Oh yeah. How many races has she won since then? So she won her first race then?
Yeah.
How many
So she's won 16 in total, so I'd say 15 since then.
Very good. Your maths is very good. Okay. Okay. As a 3-year-old filly, where did she finish in the 1,000 guineas?
Ooh.
It was a good track.
She racing it. She obviously did. Not a trick question. She did race in it.
No. What do you think?
I don't think she raced in it.
Very good. Yeah, I thought I might get you there.
Well sneaky, Neil. Very sneaky.
I thought I might get you with a try. Okay. Okay, and the last one you probably get. How many Group 1s has she won?
She's won 11, I think. Yeah, so she's closing in on Sunline's record of 13. But I tell you what, no disrespect to Melody Bell, but she is a fine horse. But when you look at, I think she's won 3.9 million, Melody Bell. Sunline won, what'd she win? 12 million? 13 million?
Yeah. Mostly in Australia, wasn't it, too?
Yes, those bigger races, the Doncaster, the Cox Plates, and I guess obviously the Hong Kong race.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. No. What do we got our 4 out of 5?
Got your 4 out of 5.
Should have got that other one with it. Thinking a bit more, but anyway, sneaky with that New Zealand 1,000 guineas question.
We have to go. Radio. So you got no girders for us tomorrow in the last races at Hastings or anything?
No, but good luck to those entering the Punter of the Year competition.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, it'll be a big old day as it normally is. The Everest, Neil, have you done any form on that yet, or you still working through that?
Yeah, I like Classic Legend. I think it's drawn nicely. Just depends on the run, but if it gets the run, I reckon that'll win. And Geetra, I spoke to my brother last night actually about this. I think Geetra's the better horse, but I think Classic Legend will get the better run for some reason. So it'll come down to the run. I think one of those two will win. Can't see Nature Strip winning despite getting sorted out by Chris Waller. But what are your feelings?
Yeah, I'm in the classic legend camp too, and maybe Eduardo for the real bolter.
Yeah, with
Trialed
Rachel
up real
King
good.
riding.
Yeah. Now you got me on the hop there. No, she's not on it, is she?
Yeah, she came off the horse last week. It was a spectacular ball, but she bounced up. And
I just saw its trials there. Where are we?
got no phone call coming through from Brendan at the moment. So,
Yeah, Rachel King. You're right, Rachel King. $21.
What, $15 million in stakes? Amazing money. Great build up.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that. Terrific go racing tomorrow. So hopefully we can all make $1 and give us some feedback on the rundown on the Punters Challenge too tomorrow.
Yep, we'll touch on that probably next week, or maybe even on BGP Radio on Sunday morning if Mark Clayton thinks it's newsworthy. So we'll go from there. But good luck, Neil, and enjoy your Saturday. I must say it's a bit weird. We haven't even talked about the Great Northern Steeplechase or hurdles. Those races have definitely sort of been overshadowed with the programming this week past the COVID lockdown. That race got moved. This race at Hastings got moved to match the Caulfield Cup Everest. So it's kind of been a big old weekend. But yeah, good luck to all those up at Ellerslie too. And I know a lot of work goes into those jumpers. This is their grand final, so hopefully they all get around safely. And
And had a few queries about the Melbourne Cup, and it's definitely going to be run. No crowd there, more than likely. But and Caulfield Cup will give us a good lead-in. Normally it does. Vow and Declare had a good run in that last year and ended up the winner there. So looking forward to that race on Saturday too. Okay, everyone. Good punting and make plenty of money. And you're going in the Punters.
We're running it, so we just enjoy it from an admin point of view. But I thought you were going to say go Australia.
Well, just a wee bit. Yeah,
get within 15.
That'll do.
Yeah.
Okay, have a great weekend, everybody.